The stresses of flight are hard on an aircraft's paint job. Ice, rain, and other environmental factors can soon make an aircraft look travel-weary. Regular paint jobs are just the ticket when it comes to keeping up appearances. They also help maintain the integrity of the airframe. Problems may lurk beneath the old paint of an aircraft. Stripping it off can expose weaknesses in the aluminum skin. They brush on a powerful chemical solution. The paint bubbles off, bearing the aluminum and any small holes or dents in it. They seal the windows and doors and wrap sensitive components like antennas to protect them during stripping and repainting. Back to those flaws on the exposed aluminum. A production manager flags any damage or corrosion with blue tape. A technician then mixes a 2-part aerodynamic filler. He works quickly because the compound will harden in minutes. He spreads the filler on the defects flagged by the production manager. The repair job smooths the surface for painting and makes the airframe stronger and more aerodynamic. This aircraft has been primed and sanded. Now technicians blow off all the dust. They also wipe it down with adhesive cloths. This intensive cleaning is crucial. The plane has to be squeaky clean or the paint won't adhere properly. Next, they prepare an additional primer. They spray it on areas that need more coverage and around parts that will get a lot of wear. Then they mix polyurethane paint with various catalysts and activators. It's a special aircraft blend. Jets can be jumbo-sized, of course, so they often prep and paint a section at a time, sometimes on different days. They're now working on the fuselage and tail. Respirators and full body gear protect them from the hazardous fumes as they work from the top of the aircraft down. A warm, low-humidity environment is essential to allow the paint to cure properly, and they'll adjust the paint formula to compensate when conditions aren't optimal. An aircraft usually gets 2 to 3 coats, resulting in a high-gloss finish. While it dries, a technician demonstrates for our camera the process of painting stripes onto an aircraft. He maps out the paint scheme with tape, then peels away some of it. He spray paints the exposed sections. He peels off more tape and then covers the freshly painted stripes with protective paper so he can spray another color onto the plane. He pulls back the final pieces of tape, and this job passes with flying colors. They do some final detail work to make sure the lines are clean and crisp. After all, appearances count in the high-flying world of international travel. Even very tiny imperfections won't be tolerated. Using fine grit sandpaper, they make them disappear. It can take 4 weeks and 1,800 person-hours to repaint a large jet. And when it comes to price, the sky's the limit. The least expensive jobs cost tens of thousands of dollars, so the customer has the final say. The handshake means this plane is ready to model its new look on the runway. Bite into a luxury chocolate and you'll get a taste of one of the finer things in life. Each one tastes different from the next, and it's that element of surprise that keeps us coming back for more. Of course, you could consult the index on the box, but that would spoil the fun. Ever since chocolate was discovered, people have had a craving for it. Today's luxury chocolates take our addiction to a whole new level. They add marshmallow cream and lots of pure butter to a mix of sugar and corn syrup to whip up some buttercream chocolates. Water, vanilla, and a special yeast enzyme complete the recipe. The enzyme will enhance the creaminess. They tuck the buttercream between ridged rollers, which shape it into creamy columns. A wire slices them into bite-sized morsels. They tamp the buttercreams to a uniform height. Chocolate oozes up through the slats of this conveyor to coat the bottoms of the creams. Then it's onto a cool surface to solidify. Next, the creams travel through 2 curtains of chocolate, while being coated on the bottoms again. A worker uses her fingers to make a symbol on the top. It's a clue as to what's inside. A trip through a 7.5-meter-long cooling tunnel hardens the chocolate, and it's a feast for the eyes. You can look, but don't taste. These chocolates are headed to the stockroom. Now production takes a sweet turn as they cook up a caramel filling. They add sugar and salt to water, followed by corn syrup and a lot of heavy cream. They fire up the burner and turn on the mixer. They add butter to enhance the flavor. As the mix comes to a bubbling boil, it caramelizes. Then they kill the heat. Otherwise, the next ingredient, pure vanilla, would evaporate. They apply a non-stick substance to a big pan, then pour the caramel into it. They leave it to set overnight. The next day, they divide the caramel slab into squares. They feed the caramel squares into a device with circular knives. It's called a gang cutter, and it slices the squares into strips. They turn the sliced square sideways, and it goes through the gang cutter again to create caramel cubes. They dust the caramels with starch, so they won't stick to each other as they go through the chocolate coating system. And that's how they get the caramel in the chocolate. To make cordial cherry chocolates, they load the cherries into a revolving pan. They add sugar crystals, and as the cherries roll around, they get an even coating. Along with the sugar, these cherries have been coated with a special enzyme. It will turn the sugar to liquid over the next 10 days for a juicier cherry taste. The enzyme effect is why the cherries get an extra coating of chocolate. It creates a solid shell that contains the sugary liquid. And now they're ready for cherry-picking chocoholics. Each box of chocolates contains 18 to 20 different varieties. Since they make 3 to 4 flavors a day, it can take up to a week to produce one of these luxury assortments. Of course, they'll be devoured in no time at all. For the customer, it's one sweet deal.
În câteva clipe, cum se fabrică obiectele des întâlnite în viața de zi cu zi. Iar de la 20, tehnici esențiale de supraviețuire. Actorul și sălbăticia.